I mean, if you're yelling, it might, but
This broadcast is copyright Polk County Christian School, 2490 West Tower Drive, Bolivar, Missouri. Stop by our school to see what we are doing to provide a Christian education for students in our area. All rights reserved.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me for a minute while I do a sound check. Make sure we've got audio. Well, we're waiting on Wi-Fi at the gym here. While that's loading, I'll see if I can get through it quicker on my phone. All right, confirmed. We are live with audio, and players are on the court doing warm-ups. There is Outreach Christian Eagles warming up on free throw line, and the Knights are doing the same thing at the other end of the court. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching PCCS TV, Polk County Christian School, Bolivar, Missouri, promoting Christ and compassion at school. And we've got a clock. Somebody's standing there blocking it at the moment. We'll try and keep that clear right above the scoreboard that you're seeing. If that camera malfunctions at some point during the game, we'll just turn it off and go with just the scoreboard. The scoreboard you're seeing, I'm going to run manually. I've got a screen here that's going to run that and keep it updated, unless it becomes cumbersome. The only scoreboard in the venue for this court is to my right, the one that a second camera is pointed to, and that is to the extreme right here. And up, you can see the bottom of it there. So it's kind of a hassle to point the camera that way and check it every time we come to that end of the court. So we will probably try to just keep the scoreboard manually updated. I do not have a record for the Outreach Bulldogs coming into this tournament from their regular season. And I don't have any stats for either team. I do have stats available for the Knights, but since I don't have stats for the Bulldogs, I'm not going to pull that up. And I don't have a roster for the Bulldogs. I didn't bring my program in with me, and honestly, being a one-man show here running the TV studio, I've got my hands full doing the graphics and such and getting the three-point recognitions to show up and changing the scoreboard and everything. So I'm not going to try and convert the numbers for the Bulldogs into names during the game. I'll use the numbers on the jerseys as much as I can to the best extent that I can. And always on PCCS TV, we try and keep things positive and no negativity. And then I need to give a caveat. I don't know the rules for the game, and I barely know the signals, and I don't know the plays, the defensive plays or the offensive plays. You know, when the coaches say triangle or purple or something like that, I don't have a clue what they're talking about. So you'll never hear me question the refs. I might guess at what I think the refs might say beforehand, but absolutely that is just a guess, and we absolutely go with and agree with what the refs say because I wouldn't know if they were right or not, or wrong or not. So enough about that. All right, the schedule for the my apologies, I did not put a microphone available with that. Give me just a minute and I will get one on there. I'm gonna mute my mic for just a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. And so the schedule for the boys. This is the boys bracket for Division 4. The Knights I've outlined in green. They started in game 2 in the center of the bracket, and they lost to Eagle Ridge 60-54. And I'll be honest with you, we were missing a senior for that game. He was out, and it looks like he is still out. And I think that's maybe concussion protocol, not sure, but we were absolutely missing that senior. And that might have been a different outcome, but either way, that's the way it happened. And our boys played well, but just not quite well enough in that game. So we ended up in game 4, and we're still vying. We're in the running for third place against Outreach Christian, where the visiting team, Outreach Christian, is looks like we're wearing white, so we're backwards on the bracket, but that's all right. We're the home team for this, apparently. And so the winner of this game will move on to third place bracket tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Elevate the Game, or New Heights on Prosperity Road. And I think I don't know if that's a Joplin, Dunawig, or Carthage address. But that's where we were yesterday for the girls' game. And the loser of this game will advance to the fourth place bracket, and that'll be back here tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the 8:30 game tomorrow if we end up in the fourth place bracket, because I need to be at the girls' game supporting the Polk County Christian School Knights, because the Knights are the back-to-back returning champions, and they're looking for a three-peat this year on the girls' team. And so because they are the returning champions, we're going to go and record that game. We'll have all the equipment there, and we'll record it, we'll take it home, because there won't be Wi-Fi available at that venue for tomorrow's 10 o'clock game for the high school girls for the championship. So we'll record it, and then we'll take it home back to Bolivar and upload it to YouTube at that point. So it'll still be on our YouTube channel. It'll just be a delayed broadcast. If we're live, if we're in the third place bracket tomorrow at Elevate the Game or New Heights, there is Wi-Fi there, and that has worked pretty good in the past, so we expect that game to be live. And we are currently about 3.5 minutes from tip-off. And the team captains are 2 remaining seniors. We're missing one. Our 2 remaining seniors, number 52 and number 33. That's Ben Walker and Lucas Burton. Were the team captains for the Knights, and I missed the team captains for the Bulldogs. And if I make a mistake and refer to the Eagles, that's who we just played. All right, players coming out to the center of the court for a moment of prayer. We'll have a moment of silence while they're doing that. All right, clock has been reset. We are doing 8-minute quarters, and Alden Gardner, number 10, is a freshman for the Knights. He's on the line for the jump. Ledger Rust, number 42, is a junior with the Knights, and Landon Gray, number 3, is a freshman on the Knights team. And then our 2 seniors, Lucas Burton, Ben Walker, and the tip is out of bounds off of blue, the ref says, so it's white ball on that near sideline. And Ledger Rust right in front of the camera here bringing the ball in. Ledger into Landon Gray. Landon bringing it across. Over to Gardner. Gardner down to Ben Walker. Ben back out to Gardner for a jump shot from the elbow, and that's a miss. Number 1 gets the rebound over to 50. 50 to 12. 12 brings it across, taking it to the center. Around the back, going down the far side, tipped up by Burton, and Tipped back to Burton. Burton gets it, gives it over to Gray. Gray making a fast break. Somebody in front of him, so he slows it up. He's going to bring it up top. And Gray inside to Walker. Walker puts it up for 2, folks. Knights first on the board, 2-0. Waiting for my scoreboard to update on your screen. Watching to make sure it does. And 12 bringing the ball down. Over to 5. 5 down to 18. He's driving along the baseline. And that's 2 points for Outreach. And Outreach. 2-2. Landon Gray brings the ball across. And Landon giving it another 2-pointer for the Knights. Bringing the ball across. Coming down the near side. Down to 18 again along the baseline. He's stepping out. Lucas Burton tips the pass, and it's out of bounds. Off White, I believe. Looks like it was. Number 5 is going to bring the ball in for the Bulldogs. 5 over to 12. And 12 driving to the top of the paint. Gives it to 50 for a 3-point effort. No, it's over the rim. And 5 rebounds. Gives it to 18. 18 putting it back to 12. 12 working it over to 18. 18 down to 5 on the other side. And it's over the basket. Burton with the rebound. Gives it to Gray. Gray brings it back. Bounce pass over to Gardner. Gardner down to, I think it was intended for Walker. I think Walker was doing a screen. It was a little wide. I couldn't see with the ref there. 12 bringing the ball back across for the Bulldogs. Going down the far side, taking the screen, going for a 3-point effort. Oh, it's off the roof. That's a tough one. This is a low roof here, folks, and it's going to take a bit for the players to get used to that. I doubt any of the players are used to a roof this low. Ledger Rust brings it into Gray. Gray brings it across, coming down the near side, putting it back over to Rust. Rust to Burton. Burton driving down the baseline, putting the shot up, and it's good for 2. It's 6-2. 18 bringing the ball across. Taking the screen. Over around another screen, gives it to 1. 1 into 50. Loose ball. Burton picks it up, gives it to Gray. Gray brings it across. And he passes it to Burton. Bounce pass. Burton over to Rust. Rust back to Gray on the near side. Down to Gardner. Gardner inside to Walker. Walker turns around, puts up a layup, and that's good for 2, folks. And there's a whistle. I think it might have been a timeout. Yep, looks like ref's talking to the coach. It's a timeout. 30-second timeout on the Bulldogs. And folks, I'm going to be honest with you. I got a button here on my screen for cool plays, such as 3-pointers, just great rebounds and stuff like that. I hit the button and it saves the last 20 seconds of the game in a separate folder that I can use for a highlight reel at the end of the game. And at some point, I will locate an email address for the Bulldogs. And any of the highlights that I save for the Bulldogs, I'll throw that in a folder, put it on Google Drive, and I'll share that to the athletic director or a coach or an official at Outreach. And they can do whatever they do with stuff like that according to their school's policy. I won't share any of it other than what you see in this game. But I'll make it available to them in case they wanted to do, or maybe they're putting together a highlight reel for their school. And that's a free service we provide at PCCS. Number 12, bringing the ball back across for the Bulldogs. .12 into 50 up top, and Gray stealing the ball and gets it. Landon Gray bringing the ball back across, gives it out to Burton. Burton inside to Gardner. Gardner out to Gray for a 3-point. Nope, Gray's going to drive in, and there's a whistle. I couldn't see with the ref there. Gray's got some advice on that play. All right, 12 bringing the ball back across for the Bulldogs. 12 down the near side, passes it to 18, puts it up for a 3-point effort. It's off the rim, Gray. Oh, the ball's out, I believe, off White. We'll see what the ref says.
Yep, it's off white. It's going to be Bulldogs ball. Number 1, passing it into 18 in the corner. 18. Handing it over to 12. 12 bounce pass to 50. Back up to 12. 12 going for a three-point effort. Oh, I thought that was in, folks. 18 grabs the rebound, goes for the putback, and Knights tip it out to the Bulldogs by accident. 12 ends up with it. And passed it to 15. 15 over to 12 on the far side, going for an instant three-point effort. No good. Gray picks up the loose ball, and he's bringing it across. Going to slow it up. Landon Gray getting around the defender. Bounce pass down to Burton in the corner. Inside, intended for Gray. Tipped out maybe by the Bulldogs. We'll see what the ref says. Yeah, it looks like white ball under their own basket. Ledger Rust bringing the ball in for the Knights. Rust passes it in to Gray. Gray driving, bounce pass to Rust. Rust up to Gardner. And Gardner gives it to Walker. Walker, pass to Gardner. Gardner giving it back to Walker. Saved the backcourt violation. Passes it to Rust. Rust driving down the baseline and takes maybe a block charge. I don't know if it was blocking or charging. And I can't see the number the ref has given the score table. All right, it's against the Bulldogs. It's Knights ball. Lucas Burton bringing the ball in for the Knights. Gives it to Gray. Gray in the corner puts it up for three. In the basket and back out. Gray follows the shot, picks it up, driving into the paint, putting his shot up, and I thought that was in, but it's not. And Bulldogs pick it up. That's 18 with the ball. He's bringing it back. Fast break, lost the dribble, and Gray and 18 on the floor. I think jump ball. Yep, ref says jump ball. Good play, folks. Everybody playing well. Both teams have brought their A game today. Scores 8-2. It's still early. This is anybody's game at this point. Bulldogs are absolutely bringing it. Landon down to Gardner on the near side. Gardner into Burton. Burton double team, turns around, gets through the defenders, and puts up a two-pointer, folks. So it's 10-2. 18 bringing the ball down. Coming to the near side, out to 12. 12 passing it to 15, out to 18 for a three-point effort, and nope. Gardner with the rebound, over to Gray. Gray bringing it across, getting past the defender, bounce pass, or straight pass down to Burton. Burton puts it under the basket, and up, missed it. Walker with a putback, and the Bulldogs try to save the out of bounds. I think it's out off the Bulldogs. Yep. It was off Bulldogs, so Burton brings it in for the Knights, over to Gardner. Gardner to Gray, back to Burton, taking the screen for a three-point effort, and the Bulldogs clear the board on that missed shot, give it over to 12. That was 5 on the rebound. 12 brings it across. 12 swinging it across the top, down to 18 in the corner, driving along the baseline, going to put the shot up. Looked like Walker was trying to block the shot and apparently made contact. Not arguing it, folks. Ref's got a much better vantage point than I do. And, yep, I think that's what happened. So 18's on the free throw line shooting for 2. It's 10-2 on the venue scoreboard. I check that periodically to make sure that mine is accurate with what the venue says. And that's what we'll go with all the time. Even if I think they might have made a mistake, we're going to change it and keep it current with the venue scoreboard, because that's the official score. All right, second free throw is a miss, and there's a whistle. All right, ref says white ball. Gardner bringing the ball in, gives it to Gray. Gray bringing the ball across. Meeting number 1, going around the far side, driving all the way down to the baseline, back up to Rust. Rust coming across, gives it to Gardner. Gardner, and there's a whistle. Apparently he picked his foot up. I was watching the ball, not the feet. I couldn't be a ref, folks. I couldn't see enough. All right, 18 brings the ball into 12. 12 brings it down. 12 setting up an offense. And bounce pass to 18. 18 handing it back to 12, swinging around the defense into the corner, and the ball's out of bounds. We'll see who it's off of. I think it was off of White. Yep, ref agrees, off White. 5 bringing the ball in. Up top, giving it to 12, and it's tipped by Gray, but that was number 1. Picking it up, put the shot up, missed it, and I think 5 went for a putback, drew a foul. Yep, looks like 5 going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. And that's the second foul for the Knights, and first foul for the Bulldogs. Scoreboard says 2 fouls for the team fouls for the Knights, 1 foul for the Bulldogs. That foul was on number 10, Alden Gardner. Gardner taking a break, and Knights are subbing in Gideon Walker and Gideon Walker, and I thought they subbed in somebody else, but it looks like nobody else on the court. 12 gets the inbound up top, and he gives it to 50, going for a three-point effort. That's a miss. Burton with the rebound, and there's a foul. I think that might be a reach. Yeah, it looked like a holding or a reach call. Gray bringing the ball across for the Knights. 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Gray over to Rust on the far side. He's swinging it back up top, taking it all the way around, passing it out to Gray. Gray back into the paint, out to Burton for a three-point effort, and holy smokes, look at that, folks. 3 points for the Knights. My system's running slow. There we go. Got some three-point graphics on the screen there. As 12 brings the ball across, 20 seconds. And I think he's waiting for the clock to run down, it looks like. Letting some time run off. Gives it to 5 to 50. 50 driving in the paint, puts the shot up, missed it. 5 with the rebound. And there's they get a shot in. I don't know if there was a whistle or not sure what happened there. I think ref signaled maybe 33. I'm not arguing it, folks. I just didn't see it. I was watching. There was quite a cluster of people under the basket there. And number 1, first free throw is in. Score is 13-3 now in the venue. So that's 1 for the Bulldogs. 1 more. And second free throw is up, and that's a miss. And Walker grabs the rebound, gives it to Gray. 5 grabbed the loose ball and put it up, missed the shot. And there's the buzzer, folks. At the end of the first quarter, venue scoreboard says 13-3. My scoreboard is not updated yet. Let me fix that. All right, we'll make sure that it doesn't happen twice. That's a signal for me that the Wi-Fi is running slow here, because it has to go from my control panel out to the internet and back to your screen. All right, there we go. 13-3. Camera is still working. The clock's still working. All right. All right, folks, quick shout out while we're on the intermission between quarters, first and second quarter. Let me change the period there. All right. Heather Hale over at the stats table, score table. She's doing, I don't know if she's doing official stats. She may be doing official stats. There's the late sound for that three-point graphic that came across earlier. That's how slow the Wi-Fi is working here. I'm just lucky that we've got enough for a YouTube broadcast. All right. Bulldogs send it in, down to 18 in the corner, drives along the baseline, puts shot up, missed it, got his own rebound, and it's out to Bulldogs, and ref says backcourt violation. Apologies for not having the camera pointed that way. Ledger Rust right here on the sideline, going to bring the ball in for the Knights. Number 42. Trading the place with the ref. He's going to be on the center court line. Brings it into Landon Gray. Gray brings in across. Taking it down the other side. Stops up top. Gives it to Rust. Rust swinging it back around. Taking it all the way around. No shot. Gives it to Gray. There's a whistle. And I didn't see it, folks. I was watching the ball. I think that was elsewhere on the court. And I didn't see what happened. I think Gray is asking the ref to watch for something that he's seeing. And I'm not arguing that. I think maybe he's trying to convey, hey, I would appreciate you watching for this. So I'm sure the refs will do that. They do the best they can. That's why there's two of them on the court. The ref and the coach are having a conversation, a discussion about what the refs allow and not. And that's acceptable. The refs are the ones that should be visit. Coaches are the ones that should visit the most with the refs. And Gray passing it to Burton, and it's out of bounds off White. And 5 brings the ball into 12. 12's going to bring it across. And he gives it to 50. 50 with a jump shot, and it's a miss. And Gideon trying to get that. It's tipped up. Number 1 ends up with it, gives it to 12. And that's a miss. Burton with the rebound gives it to Gray. Landon Gray bringing it across, making a fast break all the way down. And the ball's out of bounds. It's white ball, the ref signals. When I say the coaches should be the ones communicating with the refs, and I agree with that. I think there are instances where the players can ask the refs, hey, would you watch for that? But if there's a disagreement, that should be the coach. All right, Gray putting up a three-point effort. It was a good effort. Missed the shot. 18 bringing the ball down. Puts it up for a basket, and let's see if the ref signals that was good. Yep, that was a good 2 points for the Bulldogs. And there's a foul, so it looks like number 18 going for the end one. 13-5 on the venue scoreboard. Missed the shot. Gideon Walker with a beautiful rebound there. Landon Gray getting the ball from the rebounders and bringing it across. Swinging it down the far side of the paint, gives it out to Rust. Rust going to bring it back, puts it to Gray in the corner, driving along the baseline for a jump shot. Ooh, close. But the Bulldogs get the rebound. Bounce pass stolen by Gray, and it's out of bounds, maybe off White. We'll see what the ref says. I couldn't tell with all the players the way. Yep, it was white ball, but good effort. Both sides of the game. I'm seeing some great sportsmanship on both sides of the court here, folks. That's what we love to see. Good play, good action, and good sportsmanship. All right, number 12, swinging it up top, gives it to 18. 18 moving it down. 18 going inside of the top of the paint, puts it out to 12 for a three-point effort. Missed it, and 50 gets the rebound. Driving down to the baseline, turns around, puts it out to 12. Going into the paint, puts a jump shot up, missed that. Gideon trying to get that rebound. There's a whistle. Ref says 5, I think. I'm not sure. Well, Bulldogs are shooting for 2. I don't know who. It was 52 was the signal the ref was given. He was using one hand and signaling 5-2 separately. All right, so that first free throw's good. Venue scoreboard 13-6. Second free throw. Around the rim and out, and Rust with the rebound. Rust gives it to Gray. Gray making that fast break. He's going to slow it up, let his teammates get down there. Burton over to Gray for a three-point effort, and close. Gideon Walker grabbing the rebound, and good play. That's a good rebound for Gideon. I think the ref may have signaled it. Ref says that somebody was reaching around for that, so that was a foul, and that was on number 5. Not arguing it, folks. I just didn't see it. There again, I don't know the plays or the rules well. And Landon Gray going for a three-point effort. Gideon Walker. No, that was Lucas Burton grabbing the rebound and going for the putback and drawing a foul. And Burton going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. Score is still 13-6 in the venue. First free throw is good. Lucas, is one of our higher free throw percentage shooters. And swapping out, Alden Gardner coming in for Gideon Walker. Burton's second free throw. It's up and it's off the rim. Walker almost had that. Well, he got it back. And it's out of bounds. We'll see who it's out on. Maybe out on White. I'm not sure. Yep, looks like out on White. Good effort. All right, 12 bringing the ball across for the Bulldogs. Over to 18. 18 back to 12. 12 driving down to the top of the paint, passing it down to 50. 50 turns around, puts it across to 22, up to 18. Driving down the far side to 25 in the corner. Three-point effort. Burton clearing the board on that, gives it to Gray. Gray looking at the clock. 5:30 left on the clock. Gardner putting up a two-point effort. Walker with the rebound and going for the putback. And the ref says it's good. Folks, that's a beautiful shot. Ben Walker there brought the ball down to keep somebody from stealing it and went for the putback, drew a foul, made the shot, and going to the free throw line for the and one. (16-6) on the venue scoreboard. Mine is matching. Ben Walker missed the one free throw shot, and the ball's loose on the floor. Lucas Burton picked it up, and there's a two-pointer, folks. The Bulldogs player fell, slipped, and may have twisted something, folks. He's still on the floor, and he's frustrated. He looks like he's going to be okay. He's just not okay at the second. We do have several doctors in attendance if needed. Their coach is tending to him right now, folks. We're going to take a brief break. And you're watching PCCS TV. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for watching the Missouri Christian School Athletic Association State Championship. All right, folks. He's up. He's moving. They're getting him over to the bench. And that was checking for a number. Folks, that's number 50. I think he's going to take a break for a bit, but he's okay. If you're home watching and you're one of the Bulldogs supporters, he looks like he's going to come out okay. All right. I know he's frustrated because he wants to stay in for the whole game. I get that. All right, 18's going to bring the ball in for the Bulldogs. 18 gives the ball to 12 to bring it across. .12 swinging down the near side. He's going to pass it across to, well, I didn't see who, but 18 got the pass, puts it up, missed it, and 12 gets the rebound. Going for the putback, missed that, and it's Lucas Burton getting the rebound, gives it to Landon Gray to bring it across. Gray running faster than my camera pans, and there's a whistle. I think that's on 18. Yep, ref says 18. And that's 5 fouls. So, yeah, 5 fouls on the Bulldogs. So the Knights are in bonus. Landon Gray going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. Scoreboard says that the Knights have 2 fouls and the Bulldogs have 5. We've still got 4 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half. The refs are going to confer for a moment. All right, Landon Gray, another high percentage free throw shooter for us, one of our higher percentage. His first free throw off the rim.
Go, Ben.
Timeout. Timeout on the Bulldogs. All right. Looks like Dr. Presley is over checking on 50 on the sideline, checking to make sure he's okay. Appreciate that. The Knights frequently travel with at least one doctor, and that's handy. Appreciate them being so willing to be helpful here on the court. 50's up. He's moving off the court. They put a boot on him. And they're going to move him off the court for further evaluation where the doctor can check him and see if he needs further medical attention than he can get right here. All right, Landon Gray going back for a second free throw. Well, looks like we're going to be in another break on the game. As the Bulldogs go over and check on their teammate. And I'm on board with that, folks. We need to make sure everybody's safe and healthy. All right. Players are back out on the court. They may have just wanted to go say a quick prayer with him. Landon Gray on the free throw line. Second free throw is up, but that's a miss. Ball's out of bounds, and it's off of blue, so it's white ball. Ledger Rust moving to bring the ball in for the Knights. Rust into Walker, and ball's loose on the floor. 25 picks it up, and Walker tips it, gets possession, goes to put it back up, and draws a foul. I don't know if that was before or during the shot. I think the ref is signaling he was on the floor. But either way, 5 fouls, so should be a bonus free throw, I believe. We'll see if we can tell what the ref is signaling. I can't tell what the signal was. We'll look at the scoreboard and see what it says. They're putting the free throws on the scoreboard, so that'll tell us here in a minute. Ben standing on the line on number 12 with the foul. I didn't see it. I'm not arguing it, folks, but that's what the scoreboard says. So that's what the ref signaled to the score table, was number 12 fouled. All right, Ben Walker on the free throw line should be shooting for 2. First one's in, and I'll be honest, folks, I have lost control of my scoreboard. One of my software programs malfunctioned, and I can't seem to get it back. So my scoreboard is not going to be accurate for a bit. And second free throw was a miss. In-house score is 19-6. I'll work on that when we're on a break from action. 12, driving all the way down, loose ball, it's out of bounds. I think maybe off of blue. Yep, ref says white ball. Ignore my scoreboard on your screen there because that's not accurate. It's 19-6 in the venue. Landon down to Rust. Rust stepping into the paint. And, nope, too many defenders there. And Ref signals jump ball. Burton moving to the baseline to bring the ball in for the Knights. Into Gardner. Gardner to Gray. Gray back to Burton for three. It's across the rim. Russ chasing it down, gives it out to Gray. Gray going for three. And look at that, folks. And I can't do one of those fancy graphics to recognize the three-pointer. So the score's 22-6 on the venue board. Bulldogs bring it back. Ref signals foul on Walker, I think. Yep, 52. That was a foul on Ben Walker. I'm going to take that scoreboard off the screen there since it's not working, and I'll just acknowledge what the score is regularly. And I'll fix that during the quarter. I won't be able to get that back until I reboot, and I'm not going to do that in the middle of the game. And that's a score, so the scoreboard says 22-7. During the break between quarters, I'll expand the camera that's pointed at the scoreboard, and I'll just show the whole venue scoreboard. All right, 22 with that first free throw. Second free throw, no good. And Rust grabbing the rebound, gives it over to Gardner. Gardner to Gray to bring it across. Landon Gray bringing it down. Over to Gardner. Gardner swinging it up top, gives it to Rust on the other side. He's swinging it back to the top, gives it to Gray. Gray going for a three-pointer, and off the rim. It's out, 18 with the rebound. He's bringing it across, driving all the way down, over to 12 on the far side, stepping back for a three, and that's a miss. And it's tipped up, 5 gets it, missed it. Gardner with the rebound, gives it to Gray. Gray bringing it across, he's slowing it up, getting direction from the coach. Landon Gray over to Burton. Burton out to Gardner. Gardner back to Gray. Gray down to Rust. Rust swinging it up top. Nope, he's going to slow down. There he goes up top over to Gray on the near side. Setting up for a three, and it's on the rim, and Gideon Walker getting on that rebound. Missed it, and there's a whistle. I didn't see what happened, folks. Too many players. Ref says, well, I can't tell what numbers he was throwing to the score table. We'll watch the scoreboard and see what it says. Lucas Burton going to the free throw line. Apparently it was on the Bulldogs. That was on 18. That's 4 fouls for 18, I believe, at this point. He's been playing hard. Got to give him credit. He wants to win, and I can't argue that. Burton's first free throw is a shot. It's good. Second free throw is good, and the venue scoreboard 24-7 as 12 brings the ball back across. And 12 around the near side, giving it inside to 25. 22. Put the shot up, and it's good for 2. 24-9. And Gray brings the ball back across. Gray down to Gardner. Gardner over to Burton up top, back to Gardner, driving down into the paint. Bounce pass to Gray underneath. Gray putting the shot up, missed. 22 clearing the board. And 12 bringing the ball back. Gives it 22 back to 12. And 12 brings it across. Down the far side out to 23, I think. Missed on the three-point, and it's out of bounds and out off of White. Bulldogs ball under their own basket. 22 bringing the ball in. Sending it, bounce pass into 25. Put it up, missed the shot, and Gardner with the rebound gives it to Gray. Gray bringing it back across. Drawing a foul during the shot, folks. Landon Gray on the free throw line, shooting for 2. It's 24-9 on the scoreboard. Gray gets the shot off. (25-9). Second free throw is a miss. Gardner with the rebound over to Gideon Walker. Possession goes to Blue. Bringing the ball in. Brings it across down the far side. Jump shot just inside the arc, and it's in the basket and back out. Gideon Walker picked it up. It was knocked out of his hands. One grabbed it, gives it to 12. Drive it down along the baseline. Bounce pass, but Burton picked up the missed pass. Gives it to Gray to bring it across. Landon Gray over to Burton. Burton back to Gray. Gray driving down and around the defender, going to put the shot up, and I think got a blocking call. Gray's on the floor. May have got the wind knocked out of him.